Hi, Aaron. Thanks again for joining the interview. So just to start off with, we're going to ask you, with the tax honors, what was the overall structure of it? What content was covered in lectures? What were the assignments, etc.? Could you just run us through that, please?
Okay, hi guys. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Aaron Rapadu. Last year I did the tax honors, and in terms of the tax honors program, we had lectures every Monday at 5 p.m. But I can't remember how long they ran. I think it was for 2 hours. And before every lecture, we would have to submit an assignment. So basically, the lectures ran until the beginning of block 2, and the topics that were covered included VAT. We analyzed the budget. We included cryptocurrency, carbon tax, and taxpayers' rights. And the assignment entailed the following: would get the readings for that specific week, addressing a specific topic. Then we had to write an executive summary of 3 pages, and we had 5 assignments in total, and we'll also get a participation mark for engaging in the lectures. And once we're done with the lectures, once they were completed, we had to do a research proposal where we had to present it to the committee for approval. Then once the approval was done, you had to commence with the report, and the report submission was due on, I think it was the 20th of August, before test 3 exams. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And how did you find the readings and the executive summaries? Was it challenging to gauge the style of the writing in the articles, or was it something that was fine for you?
Actually, in the beginning, it was quite overwhelming because we never done any academic writing.
Yeah.
But eventually, like assignment 2, yeah, it got better as it continued with us.
Okay.
You get used to it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do get used to it. I know with masters, my first article that I read, I was like, "What is going on here?" But as you go along, you sort of gauge what's being said.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing, the good thing about the tax honors, the readings are quite easy to understand, unlike other subjects.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
not too complicated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and then if we can move on to the next question, what was your motivation behind pursuing honors, and maybe if you can give us your motivation for tax in particular as well?
Oh, okay. So I feel like I had 2 main reasons for doing honors. The first one would probably be, okay, I wanted to differentiate myself from other people.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, we have so many graduates, so what can I do to differentiate myself? So I'm like, okay, let me do the honors program. Then the second one, I was considering doing masters already. Then I was like, okay, let me do the honors research and see if I'm actually going to enjoy it. Then if I enjoy it, I can go the master's route post CTA. Yeah, so those were the main reasons I chose to do honors. And the reason why I chose tax, I think it was an easy decision for me because I enjoy tax a lot. So yeah, that's why I chose tax.
I think just one thing that we actually haven't covered in the other interviews is how big were the classes? Like, how many students were in your tax class for the honors?
When we started, it was about 20, but at the end, it was 8 students. Yeah, just
okay. So all classes are quite small then.
Yeah, it's quite small.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then just to move on, like, which important skills did you actually extract from the honors course? That you are applying now in masters, or maybe just in general that you thought were valuable.
Okay, I think the most important one that we actually learned will be writing skills, because you do learn a lot how to write. Wait.
No worries.
We'll cut it out, bro.
Okay, wait. I'll just read. Okay, sorry guys.
No, that's just. I'm gonna. Okay. I'll just repeat that question then. Hey.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's homeworking.
Yeah.
So so just to ask, which important skills did you extract from the honors course that you've been using now in masters, or just in general that you found helpful?
Okay, for me, the most important one would probably be writing skills, because before I didn't know how to actually write, to do academic writing. So yeah, it did help me a lot to be precise and to be concise. And also you learn a lot how to identify important information in your readings. And that's actually important when you do your CT exams, so you can use that skill in the exams to identify important information, because the readings you get a lot of information, but not all the information is important. Yeah.
I think just to add to that, I think students might tend to think that the writing skills might only be important for academic articles purposes or anything like that. But I think the skills that it teaches you, and I'm speaking purely from what I've experienced from the master's module so far, but the skills that it teaches you how to substantiate what you're saying. It teaches you not to leave your statements too vague. It teaches you how to essentially back up what you're saying. So I think it's important not only in the academic space, but it also definitely would be important in the work environment.
Yeah, it was very important, especially in auditing. Yeah, it was very helpful to get your writing skills on point. Yeah.
Just one thing to ask specifically about the tax honors as well, was it also in terms of, going behind the reasons why the legislation was introduced? Is that also sort of the thinking that they're trying to promote in the honors course? Or what exactly,
Yeah, I would say that because, like, for example, we had a topic where we're doing the current VAT issues. Like, we're not doing the technical stuff, like why you have, like, we're not looking at how do you account for this transaction, what are the tax implications for this transaction. We're doing more of the reasoning behind why do they have certain provisos, where do they come from, those stuff, and the current development and the issues in the tax environment.
Okay, nice. Cool. Jared, do you have the next question?
Yeah. So if I can ask you, what was the aspect of your tax honors experience that you found the most valuable, the most beneficial, and what was the aspect that was least favored by you?
I think the most important one was basically engaging with the partners from practice, because I never knew most of the stuff that they were doing there. Yeah, so I learned a lot about tax, like the different aspects that I can specialize in future. So yeah, I learned a lot about that. Then what I didn't like about the program is probably having to find your own topic, because it was very difficult for us to find the topics that we want to research in, because first of all, we don't have any practical experience. We don't know what are the current issues in the tax environment that we can do our research in. So it was very difficult and the most stressful time for me in the program.
Okay. And how did you find the guidance structure or whatever was in place? Maybe your supervisor helped you out, or did you find that there was something helpful there that aided you in developing your topic?
Yeah, I actually got a good supervisor. Pfizer was my supervisor, so that really helped. I feel like if you have a good supervisor, you're gonna enjoy the whole program. She was very helpful, and I felt like honors was the only subject that I had control over in the whole year. So it was very nice to have control over something, or to feel like I have control over something. Yeah, it was very nice. She was very supportive.
And then just to move on to, juggling the honors course and CTA, like how did you find that balance and, the extra work that you had to put in for honors? How many hours was it? Was it a lot stressful? Yeah.
So yeah, the work volume in CTA is a lot, and when you add your honors, you're gonna have more workload. It requires you to be more disciplined, have a good time management. So what I did was during weekdays I'll work on my CTA, then on weekends I'll do my honors, because people feel like honors is quite easy. You just have to write a report, but it's not like that. Honors is not difficult like CTA in terms of the technical side, but it requires a lot of time. Like you need to put a lot of time doing your honors, but it's not hard in terms of the technical stuff. but it requires a lot of time. So I took the whole weekend doing my honors. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last question is, have you got any advice for students that are maybe looking to pursue honors in tax, and also for students that have already committed to it?
Okay, my advice would be, okay, like you just have to know that, okay, because you're going to spend less time on CTA, because you have to focus on your honors part, your mark will probably decrease a bit, but by test 3, you'll be done with everything, and finals, you'll be done with everything. So you don't have to worry too much about it. At the beginning, it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be a lot, but you just have to push through. It'll get better with time. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all from our side, Aaron, but thank you very much for participating. We appreciate it, and all the best.